Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, Jason Sudeikis returns to Studio 8H, and his SNL monologue takes an emotional and surprising turn.
I mean, think about all the brilliance that's happened in here.
The highlights just ahead. Then, you can make just about anything in an Instant Pot, but can you make spaghetti? Well, Stephanie Hansen is putting that to the test. And
I am the baddest witch on the block.
the trick or treat to putting together a Halloween costume without breaking the bank. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Boss. Good morning, Caledonia. Good morning, Anoka. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jay. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and JCPenney's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark, everybody.
Hello. We got the goods. What do they say? Pennies.
JCPenney?
Yeah.
They've had various things over the
span.
decades. Yeah. Going to Jacques Penney was a really big deal. You're a little young, but I've said this before. Everybody went to the Jacques Penney. I mean, you had the catalog. Mm-hmm. There was the salon there. That's where you got your hairs did. There was a travel agency. You got your furniture there. That's where you did back-to-school shopping. Jacques Penney was the thing. Yeah, anyway.
We had one in Red Wing. It wasn't like the ones that you describe, but it was a big deal because we had one in Red Wing.
There we go, Red Wing again, yeah. Hi, how was your weekend? Did you have a lovely weekend?
I did. It was great. I went to Winona for the Miss Winona pageant.
Yeah.
And then I went to Stillwater for Mom's birthday.
Well, I just want to say that we missed you. We had a Jason Show staff happy hour.
Yes.
It was Jeff and me and Ted and photographer Eric and Stephanie Hansen. And we have a photo. Speaking, let's go ahead and put up that photo. And that's, go ahead, Leah. Oh, no, Leo, that's the wrong photo. Now, darn it, Leo. Now, that's Stephanie dressed as a giant butterfly. Put up now, Leo, what did I tell you? Okay, now that's the photo. No, I'm sorry. I apologize to Hansen that Leo threw that photo up there. This is the real happy hour photo with the gang there at the legendary 1029 bar in Northeast Minneapolis. You see, Leo, put that picture down, Leo. Oh, it's a...
Italia.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every day your friend dresses up like a giant butterfly. But anyway, yeah, you see the whole gang there. We had a wonderful time celebrating, and we missed you horribly.
I know. I was, as everyone is well aware, I was very sad I couldn't come.
Yeah.
But it looked fun. I mean, in the food.
Yeah,
and the
we'll do it again. We missed Leo. We missed Tyler. Hansen was there. Luckily, she didn't have she didn't bring her costume Friday night. I don't know why. I mean, why? I mean, if you're sitting on a costume that good, why aren't you wearing it all the time?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
She probably didn't want chicken wing sauce on the butterfly wings.
Probably, yeah. You don't want to mess that up. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Stephanie's over there. She just mouthed the following to me. You're dead. Yeah, there we go. Jason Sudeikis hosted SNL over the weekend. It was a homecoming for Jace, who was a member of the cast for 8 seasons. And his monologue, this was great. Got surprisingly emotional. Look at this.
For a second, just look around. Like, for real. Even all you amazing people that work on the crew, just look around for a second. You know? I mean, think about all the brilliance that's happened in here. All your favorite sketches, Wild and Crazy Guys, Gilly, Cowbell, Wayne's World, all happened right here, in here, where you are. No, I mean, all of our collective comedy heroes have run around through here, okay? I've almost run into all you fancy people that get these nice seats, like Farley, Gilda, Eddie, Tina, And then over here you got, this is where all the music happened, right? All that music, Elvis Costello, Kanye, Nirvana, the Rolling Stones. In here. This place changed my life. Twice. Once as a cast member, as a writer here, but most importantly, as a kid watching from home. And there's a good chance that if you're watching tonight, there's probably something from this place probably changed your life too, right? And I'll tell you this, if this is your first time watching this show, well, I mean, this one probably won't change your life, you know?
So good. And speaking of good, the ratings were good for Jason's return, up from last week, and almost as many viewers as Kim Kardashian's episode. I like Sudeikis. That kind of confirms what you always hear, is that he's just a good dude. He's just a nice guy. Just a good egg, as we say. And that was my favorite part. The skits were okay.
Yeah.
Weekend Update was funny. That was my favorite part.
I didn't realize that out of those seasons he was on it, we have all these really great comedians that came from it, right? And they've all come back and hosted, and he was really the only one who hadn't.
Yeah.
So kind of odd.
He's right. I mean, that building, if you stop and think, I'm so glad that he did that. It is a pop culture mecca. I mean, it is like, especially for the latter half of the 20th century, everybody that mattered in pop culture went through those halls. And he listed most of them. I mean, in the early days, people like Buck Henry would host. I mean, you have to be a movie star. It's just, amazing. SNL is taking Halloween off. They'll be back in 2 weeks, but the musical guest is up in the air. Ed Sheeran was supposed to be performing, but he just contracted COVID and won't be allowed to travel to the U.S. According to Page Six, SNL is looking to replace Ed with a singer who appeals to the same demo, someone like Shawn Mendes or the Biebs. Ed has offered to perform remotely, but that's not something that SNL does. All of this comes as his fourth studio album will be released later this week. He's buddies with the Biebs. You know, they did that song together in 2019.
Yes.
The Biebs could step up.
And he's done it enough that I think that he could just coast into it really well.
And let's be clear, it's SNL, it's Lorne Michaels. I think they're going to be able to find somebody. Let's not get overly sad for SNL.
Right, they'll be fine.
Get Cher to perform. I'd love to see Cher. I want to
my
see an
gosh.
old school. Like get somebody like that up there. You know?
That would be so good. And then if she did one of the skits,
Captain and Tennille. Get them up in there. Captain's dead, but get Tennille. Yeah.
who?
Next on the dish. Big news for Star Wars fans. Hayden Christensen will return to a galaxy far, far away. He's going to reprise his role as Anakin Skywalker / Vader in Ahsoka. That's the latest Star Wars live-action series from Disney+. Okay, this scene right here, can I just, as a Star Wars fan, this scene in Attack of the Clones is one of the worst scenes in all 9 movies. This is horrid. They had no chemistry. I mean, and the whole movie rested on those two falling in love and having a baby that ended up to be Luke Skywalker. They had no chemistry. It's like watching 2 Triscuits in grass. Rosario Dawson will star as...
What?
It was just the horrible dialogue. George Lucas wrote the worst dialogue for those two. Natalie
bad.
Portman's fantastic, but again, it's like Triscuits. Where was I? Anyway, Rosario's going to star as Ahsoka from The Mandalorian. The fans love her, love that character. Other details on the project we don't know about. And we don't know, is Hayden going to be Vader? Because when this show is taking place, Vader, spoiler alert for 1983, Vader's dead. So is because Ahsoka was trained by Anakin Skywalker.
Right, and that's what I was kind of confused when I was reading about this, because I haven't watched The Mandalorian like you have, but I was like, so there's going to be
Kendall.
flashbacks?
We don't know. Maybe he's like a Force ghost. Because again,
A what?
a Force ghost. You know, like Obi-Wan, when you die, like if you're a Jedi, you don't ever really die. You come back in ghost form. You're like, hey girl, hey.
My spirit's here.
Yeah, let's go to Ruby Tuesdays. I love their croutons. I do miss Ruby Tuesday's salad bar.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah, they had the best rye bread croutons. Pumpernickel. Stephanie, what's the real brown bread? That's pumpernickel, right? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Oh, now Leo, put that photo down. Now stop it.
She's a beautiful butterfly.
It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. The password is what? Let's see how good Leo is. Ready?
Yeah.
The password is Hanson. Right there! I gotta tell you, I don't care what we do for the rest of this year. This is gonna be my favorite thing. Hanson dressed as a giant.
What?
Leo!
You said it.
Next in the dish, some sad news to report. I love it. Only on this show would I go from Hanson dressed as a giant butterfly to this. Hey, a couple Hollywood stars died over the weekend. First, James Michael Tyler, better known as Gunther on Friends, has passed away. He played the barista at Central Perk for all 10 seasons. He died after a battle with prostate cancer. He was only 59 years old. Thank goodness he got to take part in the reunion earlier this year on HBO Max. And this hurts people of our generation, right, friends? Peter Scolari has passed away. He rose to fame when he starred, this theme song, when he starred alongside Tom Hanks in the 80s sitcom Bosom Buddies. Over the years, he had roles in Newhart, Murphy Brown, The Good Fight, and won an Emmy for his role in HBO's Girls. He also had cancer and had been sick for 2 years. He was only 66 years old. This is the great Billy Joel singing this theme song. One of the few TV theme songs that actually charted. It was on the Billboard charts. But yeah, it was.
I had no idea that was a theme song.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
that and Greatest American Hero were two theme songs from the 80s that were actually on the pop charts and music charts. But Peter Scolari, if you don't know him from Bosom Buddies, I love him from Newhart. He played an uptight character married to Stephanie in the little town in Vermont, and he was just fantastic. And so young, 66 years old. And Gunther, what did I say?
59.
59, my goodness. You know, it just makes you, as a guy my age in my late 40s, go to the doctor, get screened, get checked out. And that's what resonates with me right now. We're going to take a break, go get some more Crisco. I don't know why.
To put in your coffee?
I don't know. Go fry something up. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us, friends. More hot dishes coming up. Next, TMZ has the very latest on the tragic accident on the set of Alec Baldwin's new movie. Where does the investigation stand right now? Then, eggs, bacon, a roast? The Instant Pot is great for so many things, but how about spaghetti? Stephanie Hansen is putting the pot to the test. And the tricks to finding a Halloween costume without a scary bill. That and more when we come back.
Post-COVID, men are staying home more than ever before, and they need a daytime talk show that speaks to them. ABC thought about it for 10 seconds and came up with Melon, the male Ellen.
I'm Melon.
Melon, all the fun daytime energy of Ellen with a hard masculine edge. Melon is no holds barred, in-your-face entertainment. Melon's a man's man, and you never know what Melon might do next. Instead of the cute, inspiring kids that Ellen has on, Melon has kids who slap their teachers to get famous on TikTok.
Someone get that kid a beer. I'm Melon.
And just like Ellen, Melon's got sneak-up surprises.
Now, Kyrie Irving, you're still refusing to get vaccinated, correct?
That's right.
Tell me more.
See, I'm just as good of a player over Zoom. You know what I mean? It's the wild part of me. Man, you got me again, Melon.
Well, you just got vaxxed. Melon style.
Oh, Melon. I mean, the male Ellen on SNL with Sudeikis. Oh, gosh, that was good.
The vaccine is
That and again, the monologue are two of my favorites. Hey, welcome back, everyone. On Mondays, you know how we roll on Mondays. We get an extra big fat slice of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for our friend Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
Good morning, Jason. That had me crack me up, that last skit. That was pretty good.
Oh, it was so good. Hey, I hate, you feel the same way I do. I hate starting with stuff like this, but
Yeah.
Can you give us the latest on the Alec Baldwin just tragedy?
Yeah, I mean, there was a warrant that we got a hold of last night, Jason, that kind of outlines a little bit more about what happened. And I can tell you, I mean, this just seems like negligence on so many levels on this movie set, because number one, it says that this head armorist was very inexperienced. She was only 24 years old, hadn't really worked on films in a head role. Not only that, the assistant director allegedly who handed Alec the gun said that it was a cold gun, which means, hey, there's no live ammo in this, it's safe. So that's a huge problem too. And third, now we're learning that the set that was shot up, or sorry, the shot that was set up when this accident happened had both the director and the director of photography who was killed in the line of fire with the camera. So this was just a lot of bad things happened all at once.
Yeah, because I think everyone's wondering, and I was wondering too, why was, I mean, it's SOP for an actor. So an actor never points even a prop gun at another human being. So I think, I know my family this weekend was asking me, I'm like, I'm not TMZ, but why were they in the line of fire? And I'm imagining they were setting up the shot, right?
Right. So it was technically a rehearsal when this happened, and the affidavit also says that nothing was being filmed at that time. But nonetheless, you can do things. I mean, when you're rehearsing, you can set up a lock shot on the camera and just kind of set the camera up and move away and just watch the monitors instead of being right in front of the camera. So the fact that there was really no one who was kind of preaching or at least really enforcing safety here. I mean, in the 911 call, we heard the woman blame the assistant director for this accident. So it's clear that people knew that there were missteps, yet no one chose to correct them.
Just absolutely horrible from every angle. Next up, something a little bit lighter. Tarek from Flip or Flop got married over the weekend. Wow, that was quick.
It was, but considering his now ex-wife has been married a couple times since, I guess he's doing okay. And any fans of Selling Sunset may recognize Tarek's new wife. It's Heather from the show. They had a nice ceremony in Montecito over the weekend. Actually, the same hotel that Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian recently got engaged at. So a lot of high-profile things going on there. But nice ceremony. Some of her cast members were there. His ex-wife, Christine Almusa, was not. But congrats to them. We've seen them kind of get together over the last few years, and it seems like they're really in love.
Yep. Finally, the guy that, the family of the man who was married to Brittany Murphy is not happy about that HBO Max documentary about her death. What's their problem?
Not happy at all, and I do recommend it, actually.
Yeah,
it's a really good documentary. But Simon Monjack was her husband at the time of her death, and this documentary, look, it does not paint Simon in a good light at all. They say he was controlling, possibly delayed her from getting medical help, which ultimately led to her death. Worth noting, he died just 6 months later of the same thing in the same home. But nonetheless, his brother James says, hey, look, I was part of this documentary. I was hoping that it was going to shed light on my brother's death and my now deceased sister-in-law's death, but instead painted him as a monster, and the Monjack family is just not happy about it.
But I echo your recommendation. I've had so many people, so many friends watch it, and it's real good. Even if you're a mild fan of Britney, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, just a lot in there that you didn't know, and it was a really tragic life and how she died.
Absolutely, so young too. Brad, have a good week, my friend. Thank you.
You too. Thanks, Jason.
More of these stories, go to TMZ.com, and of course, as they say, TMZ.com. Tarek and Christina girl, I mean, since they got divorced, what are we up to? 6, 7 people that they've either married or engaged or dated or went to Applebee's with? I mean, my goodness.
The Applebee's list is huge.
Again, my husband had a term, actively single. Those two were actively single.
Actively single.
Do you like that term? I like that.
I do.
Yeah. He's like, before I met you, I was actively single. Oh, well, great, thanks. Yeah.
What does that mean?
I was actively middle-aged. Yes. Next on the dish, Andy Cohen sat down with Willie Geist for Sunday Today, and he talked about creating the Real Housewives. There's a lot of publicity right now and a lot of talk about the Housewives because of that book. Let's see what he had to say.
Let's go back to like 2005 when you're cooking this up. What did you think it would be back then?
Well, when it started, it seemed like a sociological time capsule of this group of women who were kind of nouveau riche in a gated community in Orange County, who spoke to their children in a way that none of us had ever seen. They have given me and many others inordinate amounts of pleasure.
And I don't think we can even call it a guilty pleasure anymore. So many people watch it.
It's a pleasure.
Keep it together, Aviva.
The only thing that is artificial or fake about me.
And there are some moments that were made that were incredible on television that we thought, how authentic is it that this woman is taking her leg off in Le Cirque and throwing it to make a point?
I mean, doesn't that happen at every dinner party? Andy has a new book out called Glitter Every Day, 365 quotes from women I love. And like I said, we're hearing a lot about them right now because of the new book that comes out. I think it drops tomorrow along with Katie Couric. What's it called, Jeff?
Not All Diamonds and Rose.
Not All Diamonds and Rosé, which I believe is a Lisa Vanderpump quote from one of the opening title sequences. I recommended, and if you like Bethany from New York, go listen to the new episode of her podcast because she is laying out her truth of how she came onto the franchise. And I mentioned it last week. It's really, really interesting. And I think I know it's going to be like a 3-parter because she hasn't even scratched the surface on when she left the first time, why she came back, really hasn't addressed would she ever come back to the franchise that made her. I don't know if she will. They need to do something with New York, as I've said 112 times. But yeah, I can't wait to read that book.
Do you think she's releasing all of this because she's afraid of what that book is going to say?
No, I think she, maybe a little bit because, all the wives are kind of coming for her. Like one accused her of basically setting up a guy to cheat on Countess Luann, who she was engaged to, kind of setting it up a little bit. So they're kind of gunning for her because she's the big head on the billboard, as I say.
Right.
So next in the dish, the ongoing shade fest between Gwyneth Paltrow and Martha Stewart is continuing, and it requires this.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Oh, yes, she did. So speaking of Andy, Gwyneth was a guest on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked the Goop founder about this rumored beef with Martha. Look.
In 2014, Martha Stewart wrote an article on consciously coupled desserts. And very soon after, Goop featured a recipe for a jailbird cake. Was Goop trolling Martha Stewart with the cake recipe, or did we make this up?
Yes.
Mary, thanks for playing.
Gwyneth also revealed she regrets turning down a few film roles, but she didn't say which ones. Her new show, Sex, Love, and Goop, is available now on Netflix. And last night I watched an episode of this. It was between that and The Golden Girls, and I was like, I watched Sex, Love, and Goop. It's interesting. Now I had hoped to I watched it in hopes of coming on here and making fun of Goop. That's truly why I watched it. I instead am so fascinated. It's about couples who, rather bluntly, they are stalled. Their sex lives are stalled for a myriad of reasons. And Gwyneth has enlisted 2 professionals to try to dig down into really why that is. You know how there's that love language scale? Like,
Yes.
have you ever taken that test of what your love language is?
No, but I know what you're referring to.
Yeah.
The 5 languages.
Yes.
Okay.
There's an equal test for sexual desire.
Really?
Yes. Like one is you like just the touch. Like that's what melts your butter, as Dolly Parton would say. And the next one is, to be very blunt, like kink, like being a little kinky. This couple that you meet in this first episode, it's fascinating. They took the test and they revealed the results to them, and they said the guy, the least thing that he rated was kink. For her, it was number 1.
What?
So it's like, how do you bridge that gap? And that's what it is. It's an interesting exploration. I walked in wanting to mock it, and I walked out fascinated, and I'm going to continue watching it.
You are?
Yeah, because I think, look, I mean, people don't talk about it in polite company, but I think if you are a couple of any type, you'll learn something. There's a couple on that show that probably represents you. You know, because no relationship is perfect.
Right.
So it's really, really smartly done. It's not gratuitous. It's not weird. It's really good. Yeah, Sex, Love, and Goop. I hate that name, but whatever. We have Spaghetti, Love, and Steph when we come back. Oh, no, Leo, put that down. She's not wearing that, I promise. We'll be right back.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And welcome back. Kicking off a brand new week with our buddy. She's my little butterfly.
Are you going to show that picture again?
Let me read your intro stuff. Instant Pots have Wait your turn, lady! Instant Pots have become have a very dedicated following, mainly because of her. Probably because there are so many recipes you can make with your Instant Pot, including spaghetti. Joining us with how to do it. It's the one and only Madam Butterfly herself, Stephanie Hansen, everyone.
I look so weird.
Okay, can we tell you? So we're on I hate group text messages, but we're on a group text that's never gonna die. It's all the people that went to Disney World with us, the Disney 10. Hansen's one of them. And Hansen sent that photo to the group. And it perfectly sums up how we all felt. Our friend Jen wrote OMG. Yes.
In 3 separate texts.
Yeah. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
Well, okay, I credit you. I joked a little bit in the intro, but here in the North, and now in Seattle, I single-handedly credit you with the sensation of the Instant Pot. I do.
I love it because we first got onto the Instant Pot pretty early on our radio show, Weekly Dish, and we started a Facebook group called the Weekly Dish Instant Potters because we knew some people didn't have them, so we wanted a place where we could share recipes and talk about it. Well, I think like 12,000 followers to this group later from all over the country. We are now like these Instant Pot queens inadvertently. It's great.
Yeah, you and her partner, Stephanie March, food editor over there at Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine. Hi, Smarch, we love you. Okay, so what do we?
Well,
so
this
you
recipe,
made everything.
Yeah, and this recipe started with a conversation with producer Jeff when we were in Disney, coincidentally, because we were talking about the Instant Pot, and he was like, "Oh, I love making spaghetti and meatballs." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, like spaghetti and meatballs." He's like, "No, where you put the pasta in dry." And I was thinking, this is not going to be good. Like, how is this going to work? I make good spaghetti and meatballs, and I was very judgy. But so,
no.
I know. It's hard to believe that I judged about food.
Yeah.
But I told him, I was like, okay, I'll do a segment on that. And then last night, I got all the stuff ready, and I invited my mother-in-law, who's also very picky, over for dinner with my daughter, and there were 6 of us, and we made Instant Pot spaghetti, and my husband literally had pizza thawing. Because he was like, just in case it doesn't work.
He had a backup?
We can have Jack's Pizza. Yes, he did not believe it. And I was like, no, it's going to work.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff on this table.
Okay.
So what do we need?
Well, this pot is already going. So at the end of the segment, we're going to open the pot and show you exactly what happens when you open the pot.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we're going to make the meatballs. So I made my own meatballs because honestly, it's so easy in the Instant Pot, and making meatballs is easy. Here is this special mix. It's called 3 Linetti Sisters.
Leave it down there so we can get a good.
It is from Minnesota. It is just a meatball mix. So you put that with some mustard in with your ground beef and your pork, and that's all you do. So making meatballs is super easy, and then I just bake them for 20 minutes. So here's my meatballs I made. But you could use
store-bought.
Frozen.
Because can I tell you? So we're in the meeting today, and again, this was all executive producer Jeff's idea. He goes, okay, here's the deal. Stephanie made her homemade sauce. Stephanie made her own darn meatballs. He goes, I have store-bought. I did a store-bought version, which you can do.
And so you could do Beyond Meatballs too. I don't know if you've ever heard about these, but these are plant-based meatballs.
Are they good?
They are good, and you have to start from frozen for any of these meatballs. So while I made my own meatballs, I then froze them.
Okay.
Because if you don't freeze them, they just blow out under the pressure. So you start with your favorite frozen meatball.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
This recipe is very precise, friends. Don't mess around. Do exactly as I tell you to do, because if you don't, it won't work. Okay? There's like a lot of ways that people can screw this up. Okay. So this one has just finished, so we're going to come back to that one.
Yeah.
But so let's say that we're making this, okay?
Let's do it.
I put onions in because the sauce, any jarred sauce you buy, is a little boring. Like this sauce for the marinara from Whole Foods is actually really good. Low sugar, doesn't have a lot of junk in it. So I put the onions down first.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna put meatballs, okay? And these again are the meatballs I made. And this layering is super important.
Layering is important.
Very.
Just like with nachos.
That's right. Then I like to make it a little fancier, so I add some diced tomatoes, because, you know. And
They're
I just
fancy.
dump that right on. Then
Why,
you
why
add.
do you do that? Why the diced tomatoes? It makes it seem fresher?
I just think it's better if it's chunkier. I want a chunkier spaghetti
I like
sauce.
texture. I'm with you.
So then I add some salt. Then all you do is you get your noodles. And again, this is weird. This noodle box is 16 ounces. You only use 12. And you have to use the right amount.
What?
So I know.
can't- what?
You have to use the right amount because if you don't, the noodles will stick together and get gummy. So you just
Really?
leave a little left in the package. Yes, I'm telling you this 100%.
Okay, so again, to repeat that, with a full box
16-ounce package, you're
Yeah.
only going to use 12 ounces, and you're still going to be able to feed 6.
Oh, God. Look.
Now, I know this is hard, and I don't have any muscles.
Go, Shira.
Okay, so you
did it. Look
in
at
half,
you.
all right?
You're a powerful butterfly.
And you're going to lay these down like crisscross applesauce, okay?
Okay.
They're like pickup sticks in there. They don't go all the same way, okay?
Okay.
So now they're in there. You're going to open your sauce, and you're just going to pour your sauce over the top. And you want to make sure to get the sauce on all of your noodles.
And again, layering.
Layering.
Very important.
Now, here's another important part.
Hey, Eric, don't. Hold on. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let's continue when we come back. Don't move. Back in a moment. Welcome back to America's favorite butterfly, Stephanie Hansen. Okay, we left you guys on a big cliffhanger. We're making instant pot spaghetti. Remember, layer, layer. Now, another big tip.
Okay, 2 tips actually.
Okay.
So you're gonna put in 3 cups of water. And this recipe is on stephaniesdish.com, and I'm sure there'll be a link in the show here. So
Yeah,
you put
on our
the
Facebook
water,
page.
you don't pour it on the top, you pour it kind of on the side. Because
Why?
you still want your sauce to be on top of the noodles. And if you pour the water over, it will make that sauce fall down.
There's a lot of trial and
yeah,
error.
there is.
that
Now
you
here's the second thing.
Okay.
Do not stir it right now. You want to, but don't.
Don't.
You're just gonna put your lid on, okay? And you're gonna put it to sealing, and you're gonna put it for 9 minutes, okay? Now we're gonna move this pot over
Okay.
because we have this one that's already
Cooked.
been cooked and going, and I'm
Okay.
gonna show you what it looks like when we open it up. But first we have to release the pressure. Ah! I only did that because I know Jason is afraid of his Instant Pot.
They scare me.
There's no reason to be afraid. If you
Okay.
don't like the steam, you can put a towel over it. It's not going to hurt you.
Okay.
And it won't let you open the Instant Pot until the steam is all out. So
Oh, it won't?
No.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good
Yeah,
precautionary
so
measure.
you can't get hurt. We kind of have to wait just a minute.
That's fine.
This
we
one
can
is
enjoy each other's company.
We can. And some of the recipes for Instant Pots call for like a natural release, which is you just let it come to pressure on its own. This one doesn't. You have to like get that pressure out of there, get the noodles out.
Can I ask you while we're still waiting?
Yeah.
Now you've been doing this for a few years, and you've had time to marinate with this. Do you still love the Instant
I
Pot
do.
as much as you did when this whole craze began?
I almost love it more.
Okay.
I make rice in it, like once a week. 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water. I can't make rice on the stove. Who can do that? It never comes out right.
Okay.
Hard-boiled eggs, like Easter, I can put 2 dozen eggs in here for coloring, and then also for the best deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are delicious, but you don't like make them all the time. But if you have an Instant Pot, you do.
Okay.
Okay, so here is Jace. Come look.
Okay, I'm looking.
I don't know if the camera can see the
It
top.
is. Can you
okay.
push it a little bit more? So
Yep.
there we go, right there, Eric. Okay.
Okay,
Beautiful.
so everything is in there. I used freezer noodles or freezer meatballs here.
Yeah.
But so then you stir.
Now you stir.
You stir. And notice, you know, none of the noodles are sticking together. It's completely saucy. Here, give me the bowl. I'll serve some up.
Yes, ma'am.
We've got a little bit of chunks of tomato in there. You've got your frozen meatballs. This is going to serve 6. So if you have kids and you're like trying to get dinner on a weeknight when there's school and everything else,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's like amazing. We're going to put a little basil on there.
Okay.
Because some of these jarred sauces don't have a lot of seasonings in them, so you want to season them yourself. But
Look at
I mean,
that.
there it is. And literally, it's delicious spaghetti and meatballs.
That
9 minutes in your Instant Pot.
And you get a little shot of that. That looks amazing. That
Yeah.
looks like the Olive Garden.
It's real good.
That looks better than the olive.
And it tastes super good, actually.
Do I have a fork to try this? I don't.
You don't.
You know,
I
and
don't
that's
know.
all right, because you know, the boss hates when I eat.
She doesn't like it when you eat. And last time I was on, I got food all over your suit. So I was like, I'm not going to make that mistake again.
Oh, by the way, Kendall, do you have that bill for her for the dry cleaning?
For the dry cleaning bill.
Yeah, I got to
No,
send that
I got
up to you.
frosting all over. But I mean, if you're someone that doesn't eat meat, you can use the Beyond Meatballs. If you want to make your own meatballs like me, like.
It smells so good.
Oh, it's very fragrant.
Yeah.
The whole studio is very excited. So I have to credit producer Jeff for this recipe because I don't think I would have tried it. I'd have been a little bit snobby about putting the dried noodles in because that's just who I am.
Really quick, we have in our remaining seconds, off the top of your head, what's your favorite Instant Pot recipe that folks can find on your Facebook group?
Probably my ham and bean soup.
Okay.
I'm a soup lady too. I make so many soups. Last Sunday I made 5 batches of soup. I'm always making soup. And I'm going to do a segment on soup in November here because I make soup all the time.
Did you do it while wearing the butterfly outfit?
With the mask. The lacy mask is my favorite.
Director Leo is on it today, man.
You guys, would you wear that to an event that I have this weekend? I just wonder.
Oh, you are going to wear that.
It's between the butterfly or the Grim Reaper.
Well, you're a little Grim Reaper-ish.
I know. I thought the Grim Reaper would be better, but maybe I'll have to post a picture of that.
Our own Debbie Downer, Stephanie Hansen, everybody, for all of her recipes. Bloop, go to stephaniesdish.com, and you can find, I know you're going to ask, where can people find the Potter group?
Oh, Weekly Dish Instant Potters. It's a Facebook group.
There we go. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Weekly Dish Instant Potters, everybody, on Facebook.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
The boys of the M House on tour right now. Follow them on social media. So proud of them. Welcome back. Can you believe this? Less than a week to go until Halloween. And if you're stressing out about not having a costume, because we all can't be lucky like Steph, for that Halloween party you're invited to next weekend, help is here. It's easier than you think to create a memorable costume. It is. Kendall visited a resale shop for a costume on the cheap.
I am the baddest witch on the block, which means it's time for Halloween costumes. So I came to my favorite place, ARC. Hello? There are children's costumes, but also adult costumes. When I say costume, I'm like, I come up with something and then Sarah's gonna help me actually find it. We're back.
We are.
Same time, same place.
So exciting.
Retro collection is back here at ARC.
It is, yep.
You said that when you guys put this out, people like came in droves to grab Halloween costumes.
Ran. We opened at 10, there was a line outside the door and people ran into the store to find stuff. It was awesome and a little scary. We saw so many people getting dressed up. I was stood over there with my clients seeing people try stuff on. Everyone was super excited. I feel like after the year we've had, Halloween is gonna
be epic.
We need a break from all the bad news and let's get out there and get some candy. There are gonna be people who are gonna wanna go full costume, crazy over the top. And there's a lot of us who are exhausted with kids and we're just gonna phone it in this year and do a really easy costume.
Okay.
So I've kind of gone all over the board with some fun references to TV shows and to classic horror movies. So yeah, we're gonna go kind of all over the place. But
I love dressing up. This is exciting. We can try things on this year. You know?
This is the first outfit I found for you. I did a super easy one. Now, this could go a lot of different ways. You could either be RBG, you could be Judge Judy, or as you told me earlier, your father. So there's lots of options with this one.
Do not approach the bench. I'm not even wearing a microphone. Do not approach the bench.
If you need some authority this Halloween, like maybe dressing as a judge is the way to go. So I did a little recent TV reference for this costume. A show that is near and dear to my heart, and I know there's lots of fans of this show all around. So you today are Moira Rose from Creek.
Ew, David. That's what she says, right?
No. Oh, that's Alexis, her sister says that. David.
David.
David. Yeah. David.
Did I do it right?
Yeah. Okay, Kendall. I think we've got it.
Just give me a black wig and I'm ready. Get your heart out, Beetlejuice.
You take this woman to be your wedded wife.
Just a lot happening on my face right now, but you get the picture.
Based on your Tippi Hedren in the Birds suggestion.
I love this. This is a one piece.
And we looked on the promotional posters for the movie.
A bird.
She was wearing something very similar with the kitten heel court shoes.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine being attacked by birds in it, and you are Tippi Hedren.
Imagine me being attacked by birds, Eric. It's just like the movie. It's just like the movie. Okay, that's it.
It's so funny. One of the best costumes I've ever seen, like homemade-ish, was a friend of mine who did what you did, but went to another craft store and got little crows and glued them onto her body.
May or may not be my plan after you told me about that.
Oh, yeah. That is fantastic.
I just watched the movie last night too, so I feel very in character.
Do you know, can you tell, how much was that?
That whole thing, I think it was like maybe $20, probably closer to 15, because I got the shoes and the outfit. Yeah, I think probably $15.
Now you just need the crows. That's probably a little more expensive.
Amazon is pretty
Amazon
cheap.
crows. Yeah. It's good. You're gonna be. It's a great idea. It's a really good costume. So.
I'm excited.
As you should be. There we go. Find a resale shop near you and create your own costume on the cheap. We're gonna take a break. What's in the big surprise today? Well, you'll find out when we find out. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Wrapping things up. Get ready because it's time for the world's shortest segment. A birthday this weekend for my boy, my little kid with fur, our little sausage, Mr. Big. He turned 6 years old over the weekend. He turned 6 years old over the weekend. There he is. That first picture was here in the studio. He's a French bulldog we got from a Jason Show viewer, actually. And there he is on his Chewbacca bed when we brought him home. And I'm telling you, he's the best little brother ever. Here he is. This is my, guys, sincerely come back. This is my favorite picture of the boys. That's my boxer, Dexter. I love this more. It makes me cry every time. I can't imagine the boys without each other. We're going to take a break. You'll find out what's in the big surprise when we return. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to be surprised?
So surprised.
Are you ready to be surprised? Welcome back. It is time for our surprise goodbye. So you know how this works. Kendall and I are in the dark about what the producers have in this segment until right now. You all know how much I love Disney, but it seems not everyone is joyous at the happiest place on earth. Let's look at this. One family is getting lots of attention thanks to this TikTok video of their adorably grumpy one-year-old. Check out his sad pout in every photo while his family was at Disney World. His mom says he felt the Disney magic, but just didn't show it in the photos.
She said this would be your child.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I should say it's Disneyland, not Disney World. I like to be very specific on that. Look at that kid.
Gosh.
That's basically Hanson when we took her to Disney World. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
If you had a Milo Matheson, that would be your child. Only because you'd be like, how did this happen to me?
I told Colin, that's why we probably won't have kids. What if I have a kid that doesn't like Disney? What am I gonna do? I can't send them back. You know, return to sender.
What do you do with this?
Yeah, what do I do with a kid that doesn't like Disney? I mean, put a little sticker on him and I don't know, send him on his way?
Good luck.
Good luck, kid. Anyway, no, that's absolutely fantastic. If you have any ideas for the big surprise, go ahead and email us at our Jason Show Facebook page. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on, Kendall. Let's go to Wendy's.
Oh.